Hello everyone, and thanks for your interest toward our project, GREENTRAVEL, Greener Urban Travel Environments for Everyone, from measured well-being impacts to big data analytics. My name is Tuuli Toivonen, and we have a growing team of international researchers working in this project, and we are super excited about the topic. And this is why. Urban greenery has been shown to enhance well-being in many ways. Greenery supports mental well-being, for example, through advancing stress recovery and physical well-being by encouraging physical activity. The existing studies on the matter are, however, mostly place-based. This means that the well-being impacts of greenery have been studied mostly in parks while being intentionally surrounded by nature. Similarly, access to greenery has been studied mostly through the availability of greenery around certain, for example, residential locations. We know very little about the green exposure during everyday travels, or its importance to people, or how equitably distributed the potential benefits of green travel environments are. We even lack proper methods to study this. This knowledge gap is not trivial. Most of the time that we urban residents spend outdoors is while on the move, commuting to work, going to hobbies, or running errands. This may take several hours per day in total. Particularly when using the most sustainable travel modes, such as walking or biking, we get exposed to the varying environmental conditions, including greenery. And this is the grand challenge of our project. The project brings together three complex and dynamic elements of urban environment that usually are studied separately and quite statically. These are urban transportation, urban greenery, and urban residents and their well-being. The project will reveal the well-being associations related to green travel environments and uncover who has access to green travel environments and their benefits, and where to improve. The proposed study has become possible only now because of novel data sources and advances in urban informatics, which allow detailed and dynamic human-scale analysis at the extent of full urban regions. Tackling the grand questions requires addressing four major scientific challenges. First, together with the team, we aim to reveal if greenery makes a difference while on the move, and if, what kind of greenery is important for travel experience and well-being. We will scrutinize if there are differences between seasons, modes of transport, speeds, and population groups. This is scientifically novel even beyond the perspective of travel. For example, seasons are often completely forgotten in place-based urban greenery studies. It's always summer in them. In reality, of course, for instance, here in Helsinki, trees are without leaves for more than half of the year, and winter darkness may turn greenery quite unpleasant. To study the impact of greenery to travel experience and well-being and its dynamism, we will combine traditional and novel approaches. For example, we will develop immersive virtual reality environments that allow controlled experimentation of the preferences related to different greenery features, such as seasonal variations and their potential association with well-being. Secondly, we aim to map the travel environment greenery of entire cities in a new way. We will take the mapping of greenery from the normal aerial view to human perspective and from static to seasonal. We will develop data fusion of street view images and remotely sensed data and apply advanced computer vision techniques to detect the seasonally changing travel environment greenery from human perspective, identifying details that really matter to people while on the move. Thirdly, we aim to understand how everyday trips expose urban residents to greenery. We will build on our long experience in studying urban mobility flows. Using novel big data produced by mobile phones, applications, and transportation system itself, we will identify the daily mobility patterns of population groups. Combining these with seasonally sensitive human-scale greenery, we will gain knowledge about the variation of people's green exposure over space and time, uniquely at the scale of urban populations. Fourthly, we will focus on equity. Previous research shows that in many cities, disadvantaged population groups have poorer access to greenery around their homes and are more exposed, for example, to poor air quality. Do we see similar inequities also in exposure to greenery along everyday travel routes and the related well-being benefits? To study this, we will link green exposures during everyday travels to socioeconomic information. We will use spatial prioritization to identify optimal locations for reducing inequities with future greening interventions. To conclude, as urban populations grow globally and sustainable transportation modes have been put to the front line of many urban strategies, the availability of good and green travel environment is becoming a key question of environmental justice and urban well-being. But our knowledge on it remains limited. Our project answers this knowledge gap and will open new long-term research avenues for urban greenery and urban transportation research, also bridging their traditional disciplinary boundaries. Taking advantage of the continuously growing data resources, the project provides new holistic perspectives for urban exposure and equity research by focusing on the positive exposures dynamically from human scale, but the extent of entire populations. The project will output new, widely applicable open methods and procedures for later research in other places. If successful, our project has the potential to generate transformational knowledge for planning healthy, sustainable, and equitable cities. With this, I would like to finish and thank you very much for your attention.